Because he thought it was good sport, because some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Welcome to the end of the world, my friends. I'm Scorpio, and the Neon Skulls are my boys. Ain't nothing to love more than the pleasure of flames. Forget any deals you may have made with my brother Hector and his barracudas. The Neon Skulls are gonna send you to a watery grave. Look, our newest toy, fresh from your armory. You don't mind us borrowing a couple of your warheads, do you? We've been planning this for years. There are countless launching platforms. You can try to stop us if you're tired of living. We're ready for you. Don't worry, you'll get all your missiles back. Just take a look at the sky over the next few days. I have to admit, I get a warm feeling when I see things. It's always first impressions that count.
The Ark has reached the target coordinates.
So now the World Council is sending amateurs like you. Nobody else is up for this suicide mission, huh? Don't matter. You ain't gonna be taking out our outpost, Worm. We're gonna arm the missiles now, and then... well, I sure hope you're good at praying.
Okay, welcome to another Troublmaker Plays. Today we'll be doing the
The World
Atomic
Council has full
Terror
confidence
series.
in your abilities.
3 missions total,
Your directive?
and they scale up in
I know
difficulty.
the situation is very serious, but the economic circumstances of this crisis cannot allow Global Trust to simply give away our prized battleships.
So in this first mission I went as the Global Trust. You can choose go as Eden
Global
Initiative
Trust
or
has an
Global
urgent
Trust. It actually doesn't matter because this is actually going to be insanely easy. I get a little bit over prepared here because this is my first time doing it and I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to be running into. So standard gameplay, you build your city center, you build some homes, and you don't have to do too much here. You're not even going to need a shipyard because you can actually purchase all your ships. What you will need though is the ability to buy or make tools and the ability to buy or make building supplies. The composition of your army is mostly going to be hovercrafts, vipers, and battleships. And this is the easiest one because all that stuff's not all that available in the further missions. You sort of just steamroll over this guy.
You can go when you're ready.
So, like once again I said, I'm playing very passively here. I'm really not all that sure what the strategy is, but now that I've played it I know you just get your supplies going and start trading them in for ships. The big battleships go for about 13 grand and you can get them from the Global Trust Arc. So I just standard stuff, getting my power going, getting fishing going, and I'll be producing a ton of building supplies. I'm building the building supplies not because I'm aware that I need a lot of these. I'm building them because I have in my mind that this is a speed thing. So I'm going to need a decent number of building supplies. the intro to this mission actually indicates that's kind of a contest. First person to kill this guy wins. So yeah, I'm not in a rush, but you can be. There's really not too much to this that's going to stomp you down. I'm just building home, expanding my cash revenue. Completely unnecessary, but I do it anyway because that's just standard play. If you're learning a new mission, it's always a good idea to have a lot of money, a lot of infrastructure, and fulfill a lot of needs. It's going to give you a lot of cash and access to more stuff. Worst part is I do all the side quests in this, and I actually never ever use the money for pretty much anything, or the licenses, I should say. So yeah, something to keep in mind, that you don't have to do side quests either. You're not going to ruin your influence with anyone. You're not going to have less ships because of it. Your main concern is getting your colony on the go, building supplies, buying tools wherever you can, and then trading these in for Vipers and hovercrafts. The remainder you can just purchase battleships from the little trust, and in the opening mission you actually get an infinite number, so that makes it insanely easy. So they actually start me off with a Viper and my normal command ship, which is, you know, something special, I guess.
Warning.
Like I said, doing these side
Vehicle
quests
under
for no
attack.
reason at all. Just something to do. If you're bored, you can do it. It's not much to it. You just attack the ships, collect the cargo, turn it in. And this instance, the blockade's gonna be right next to her, so it's pretty fast to turn in. While you're there, you can buy tools, building supplies, things you'll need.
Building selection expanded.
The uncontrolled release of radioactive material would have a devastating impact on the entire ecosystem in this sector,
So
not
just
to
doing a little
mention the
micro here,
civilian
bringing my
casualties.
injured ship to the back. He's gonna go
Green
repair,
will be putting some
and,
pressure on Eden headquarters
now
if
it's
this
attacking my
doesn't
Viper,
work.
so I bring him back in. And I can't yet build that repair bay, so I guess I'll have to satisfy some needs. The repair bay is not necessary either. You can probably do this without a repair bay, but
Back already? All done?
everything I'm doing
Hey,
just
a
makes
person
this
can count
easier.
on you. Move it. There's so much to do.
Here's my first ship request. So as far as the ships go in the game, the warships are the tanks. They do decent damage, but not insanely high damage, and they have a
If
higher
you're looking
range,
for a
so
little
they're kind of
support,
artillery.
you've come to the right place.
Your command ship is sort of like the basic unit.
The use of long-range
Takes a lot of these to kill anything. Hovercraft is improved
You should
command ship.
defeat the Neo Skulls.
It's faster, stronger, and has more equip slots, so it can become insanely stronger than anybody else. And then there's Vipers, which are submarine specialists. So there's no submarines in this, it's all ships. In none of these campaigns will you be required to get aircraft, because aircraft are really weak against the basic ship, and his entire army is the basic ship. So yeah, just generally a bad idea to go into science. As I'm understanding what this mission's about,
Values
I'm building more building supplies, and I will be building tools eventually, once I get to the next tier. These things are kind of sketchy, like, they say it's 1-to-1, but I always end up with either too much granule or not enough granule.
All systems online.
So I'm
I
just
stand
purchasing more
available
of this
with
stuff.
Forward planning. That could help.
This is usually a bad idea, but because the mission's so short you can do this. The ARC stuff is actually insanely expensive, and you're going to burn through cash pretty fast. But since this is a pretty short mission, you should have no worries. Just really milk the crap out of your ARC. So I'm trying to find areas to expand my production to. I'm going to put this
Warning.
wine stuff here,
Decreased
and
fertility
this
due
should
to
bring me to
pollution.
the next tier, which I will be needing for tool production. And I only made one of them. I probably should have made two.
Ordered goods are ready for collection.
So I'm starting to get a nice little army, and I will be ready to attack pretty soon, but I'm taking this very cautiously. There is a side quest where you can attack the missile base first. Not necessary. You get 200 licenses, which are good if you're looking to purchase items to attack the main base, but you're not really going to need these. So now I'm thinking finally like, oh shit, I'm going to need more of these things. And 2 is like the perfect number. You can build a 3rd if you want to have a stockpile, but
Your
these actually
services in
service
this
quite a big
matter
area.
are indispensable to the company.
Even when your ecological rating is negative. When it's positive, they're insane. Like you just stockpile them and you have to sell them, or expand your tier 1 class. So I'm just waiting here for my dudes to tier up. I'm just checking to see if other standards are being met, and they're not. So I realized like, oh, well, I need a casino. So now I'm like really going to this stuff and making sure that when ships come to me, they'll import building supplies to me. So this is another side quest. It's one that you can once again skip if you want, but you know, do it if you want if you're bored. It's another one of these bring supplies and kill an enemy type things. It's actually one of the things I actually don't like this game is auto placement on buildings, because it never puts in the way you want them to be. FYI, this is a really bad way of placing your buildings. Realistically, what you should do is demolish some of your buildings inside and just place one casino in there. This will save you lots of money, and you will be producing more tax income. But you know, I'm not too concerned about that, because this is the easy mode. So right now I could probably actually attack. I would just buy 4 battleships from Global Initiative or Global Trust, and I could probably attack. But I'm playing ultra careful. I'm buying everyone's tools, everyone's building supplies, I'm building munitions, because for some reason I'm thinking like later on I might build a shipyard and build ships, but I actually never need it.
A terrific result.
So this isn't really a fair fight. My hovercraft do twice the damage as these guys. Hovercraft are actually really fragile though, I found out. They can't really take cannon hits, and so the only real nice thing is that they can run away and repair real quick or intercept real quick.
Can I inform the board of directors that you were successful? You're really beginning to get into your stride.
So yeah, I've acquired more licenses, which I will not be using. I still have in my head that this might be challenging, this might be hard, but so far it's not presented a single challenge to me. And it's designed this way. When you complete this, it's going to act as 1 point in the leaderboard.
New population class.
And this is 1/5 of the next one and 1/10 of the next one. So you're really only going to do this once. If you're looking to win, the best bet's always going to be mission number 2, because it's pretty fast and it rewards you a decent amount. You can probably finish mission 2 just as fast as you can finish mission 1. Well, a little bit faster mission 1 right here, because you can just kind of buy your way to victory. The mission is so simple, it just involves getting warships, and because of that, you can just purchase all those from the Global Trust. So I'll put them on my repair bay finally, and I'm going to make good use of this because I've been cycling through injured troops quite a bit. As you can see, I'm still in negative.
Registering need for
That's how
community
little
center.
serious I consider this game. I'm trying to fix that by putting in more homes, but once again, not really all that necessary. I mean, I'm going to get to the next tier soon, and all I'm really doing is taking advantage of my double casinos, which, once again, bad idea. Don't put down double casinos, put down one in the middle, demolish some buildings. The range of the casinos is really big, and I'm not going to use it all. If you want to place a whole bunch,
Your skills
just
correspond
drag
exactly to the job
the
specification
buildings,
for
and he'll
this
build
quest.
multiple buildings. In this one, I just don't have enough to do. There's no need for speed, and I'm kind of just doing things to keep myself busy. Because once again, I don't really realize that this is really easy, that I can just steamroll through this guy. I have in my head that I'm going to play very cautiously, and I'm going to beat this guy entirely on tactics. So, still doing all the side missions, which is a little bit ridiculous. So one thing, if you're trying to expand your next tier up,
Game
you don't
saved.
actually have to meet any of the needs of that tier. You just have to build the stuff from the next building down and satisfy their needs. This will get you a higher of that one class if you're not wanting to expand into the next tier up. And yeah, a lot of missions only require you having so many of a specific type, and because of that, you can take advantage of this by just building a crap ton of buildings and not satisfying any higher needs, and
Let's make it short.
you'll pretty quickly have all the stuff you need.
What's the situation?
So another easy side quest
The
done.
empirical
And
evidence that
achievement.
proves I am right.
Pretty much everything you do in this game is an achievement. I'm really close to finishing a lot of these do 100 things type stuff, or do 100,000 money type stuff. So it's, yeah, this quest wasn't actually too bad because I got an item out of it, but you know, I'm not really using the full value of it. I'm dropping tool production, not because I need it once again, but just because it's kind of just how I play all the time. Just going to my allies and
If
going
you're
to
looking
pick
for a
up
little
more
support, you've come
Glad
to
tools,
help.
and I've actually started buying battleships, and they kind of just keep coming. Like, it's actually a little bit ridiculous.
If you're looking for a little support, you've come. You're a born salesman.
This is kind of the point where I realized, like, well, shit, this is a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Because now I just have two of the most powerful ships in the game, and I got them pretty...
Your fleet should now be powerful
cheap.
enough to confront the Neo Skull.
So you can see here, I
Bear in
had
mind the
wasted 10,
seriousness.
15 minutes. All I had to do was click this dude a few times, and I would have a full fleet of battleships. So, yeah. At this point, I still have in mind that I'm going to build a great settlement.
You're a born salesman.
Somehow I need this, but I don't. I could actually attack right now. But once again, playing defensive, instead of going with the recommended amount, I actually end up going with like one more ship. So this is the missile bay. You click on it and you unlock the quest.
The scientific council.
Once again, not
is very
necessary
interested
if you're trying to speed
in
through this and
putting
get
the
your
enemies
points
of
or get your
SAAT
next
in
level
their
unlocked.
place.
Just don't do this one. It's not worth your time. But I do it anyway because, well, I'm kind of a completionist. I like doing all the side quests. So now I'm trying to load up my battleships with some items because they're going to be doing a ton of damage. They're going to be because it's kind of weird how in any RTS type game, anything that can tank a lot of damage usually either does a lot of damage or is going to do the most damage total. If you look at StarCraft 2, the Armored Immortals do insanely high damage and are hard to kill. Siege tanks do huge splash damage, hard to kill. On the Zerg side, roaches are pretty unstoppable on a pro player. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing in this game. Armored units are going to be your top class. It's actually, before this, the Eden Initiative was a little bit imbalanced, and hovercrafts were probably too good. But they recently nerfed that down, and now the battleship is actually the king of the sea, and just going to squash any hovercraft. You generally don't want to go the path of hovercraft if you're trying to play a war game, and you don't really want to go for submarines. Pretty much everything that the Global Trust has just stomps these. So once again, still trying to fulfill needs, still trying to play the game. I have the fleet I need, but I'm too interested in getting a fleet that will just crush with ease. So now I'm finally moving up my fleet, and you only need 4 ships to win this. Just a little FYI. It takes a little bit longer, and you have access to more, so there's no reason to, but you only really need 4 ships. When I do Mission 3, I'm just going to have more towers, more turrets, more ships from the enemy. I'm going to only use 5 ships total. You know, this one's 6, next one's 7, and the last mission I do 5. And a little bit because there's a bug in the game, a little bit because that's really all you need. And it just drags the game out a little bit. So yeah, you have ships with varying speeds, so this is going to suck a little bit. Every time if you attack move with everyone, your command ship and your command ship Vipers hovercraft are going to go on first.
Deliver a crushing blow.
When really you want your battleships in first.
You figure you can just roll into Neo Skull's turf?
So yeah, send them in one at a time. Good advice.
Style.
So what I'm doing here is I'm going to try and engage these guys, and I don't want to pull too many because, you know, as I've been saying, I'm feeling a little bit threatened by these guys, but I do end up pulling everything.
Warning.
Come on. Time to die.
Not all that great. I'm kind of learning here that if I would have pulled back earlier, I could have got the second pack. And I'm just doing a little bit of micro, move my aircraft away.
The Neo Skulls are the victims.
He actually ends up following him, which kind of hurts
cares.
Because now it's gonna die. But that's fine.
Vehicle
I can still
destroyed.
win with very little stuff.
Alert. Registering
Honestly, just the 2
attack
battleships
on
can
one
win
of
this
your
whole thing.
vehicles.
I think I might go and get more stuff as well. I just make this more ridiculous. Maybe another battleship, I'm not sure. Useful items. See, all these guys have a random chance of dropping goods, and for the most part they're all pretty crappy. So this launch bay is actually pretty pathetic. You can actually hit it without engaging any turrets at all, and it won't take too long. The only thing you'll be dealing with here is reinforcing ships, which there aren't that many of in this game.
You don't want to give us your units. Get lost.
So just knocking this thing down, getting myself another battleship, just to kind of crush this guy in.
Demand, right?
I can afford so many more, and you just get an infinite supply of these things. It's very, very ridiculous. But they're very slow, so...
Forget Scorpio's threats. There won't be a crisis if you destroy the Neo Skull's missile base.
So this can be the side quest complete, and once again, not going to use any licenses at all. Not going to be useful one bit. Don't do this. You can just go for the throat, kill him off, and finish this. But like I said, completionist, going for side quests. Who knows? I thought maybe there could be an achievement for
we
this.
have only a short
whatnot,
window
but there's
of
not.
opportunity.
gonna be long before
So
the
find
missiles are
another
ready to
battleship.
launch.
If you're
And,
looking
like,
for a little support,
You know,
Global Trust
I
Inc.
finished the
is
final
here
mission
for
with
you.
just one battleship. I have 4 battleships. This guy's just gonna fall over.
I don't mean to pack, but we don't have much time.
You don't really want all battleships though, because you're not gonna be able to afford a full fleet of battleships. You want to
Additional
have
buildings now
a hovercraft
available.
and a Viper in there. So the building's on fire. It's gonna fall over pretty soon. A lot of times when I do this, I'm gonna kill all the buildings because I think maybe this is
I
gonna
don't
offer me an
mean to pack,
achievement.
but we don't have much time.
This is the F1 key. You're going to get a 3D view, but it screws up your camera angle. So yeah, make sure, remember to
Once my
fix
hackers
that later on.
crack the security codes, all's gonna break loose.
I'm actually not, this is one of the things I don't like with RTSs is being able to turn your camera and it just not automatically turning back, or having a button to do so. So when this building gets destroyed and it's on fire now, so I'm just going to leave, you want to start attacking the fortress. And you want to attack the fortress at an angle so that you'll always have a repair line. And what I mean by this is that you'll be able to just run your ship away and repair it. So I'm attacking from the southeast. Another good tip is you should probably build a repair bay as close as possible to your attack. And this will just make things go a lot faster. But I'm playing this very cautiously, and I don't have the repair bay on my mind. And once again, for this mission, probably not necessary, but it will make things go faster. And there is one island a little bit closer. So once again, we're just gonna like 4-shot this dude. Battleships are gonna be the king of the sea. And after I repair, I'm gonna start my assault. These cannons are actually a little bit weaker than other cannons, so like you'll just crush through this. But I'm sort of a passive player once again, so you know I'll be doing a repair line. I'm also maxing out my fleet, getting myself another hovercraft, and trying to get all the battleships I can. I'm looking at items right now.
Are you
See if it's
smiling because you
available.
completed the quest? Good work, really.
There's not much good. The shield thing in the middle there is pretty good. But it's not really going to save
The
you. It's not as
initiative
good
has
as the
thousands
campaign
of ships
one.
like this.
Not nearly as good. So, yeah. Good crush, just really bringing this out too much.
So,
Got my Vipers now. So I have a pretty big fleet to war. It's really even hard to see these friggin' things, like they're really tiny. I remember in the final mission, I'm just sitting there going like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what's killing me? And I don't really notice until later, like, all around Father is actually little mini turrets. So I'm just trying to buy a item.
Global Trust Inc. is here for you. Always.
Trying to max out my fleet. Not particularly useful and interesting. You're going to see that I'm actually just going to crush this guy in a mere minutes. And I am going to use some form of tactic. When you're invading a fortified position, you have to look at how the guns are organized. You only want to engage one gun at a time, at best, and usually you're going to engage 2. So, this is actually done in a spiral motion, so you have to kind of spiral your way in. So you start with the outside of the spiral, and then you slowly move in. You don't have to destroy all the guns, nor should you, but I do. Once you can attack the base with your battleships, you can just go at it. If you want to destroy the other turrets with remaining ships, go ahead, but not necessary. I do, but once again, not necessary. You can see here I'm actually attacking the wrong turret first. I should be attacking that one on the left, because it's a lot further away. But no worries, the mission ends because it's pretty easy.
Warning, vehicle under attack.
You're going to see ranges being kind of an issue in this. Your ships kind of, like the battleships or the tankier ones, are always in the back, which is a little bit annoying. And your Vipers and command ships are always in the front. And yeah, there's also another thing where your ships are trying to encircle the turrets that you attack. You just have too many ships right now. You should only have like 5 for this. So they'll always do weird things, like they'll try to jump into the line of another turret. In the last mission, I actually can't kill a single turret in a single pass. And you can see this battleship's doing exactly what I was talking about, running away into another turret. So you're going to have to micro quite a bit. And I'm not really doing the spiral motion, I'm not being strategic. Mostly because I realized that I can just crush through this guy. Like, he's not offering me any opposition at all. All these turrets are just falling over instantly. I'm also a little bit concerned at this point because you do use turrets yourself, and you're not really going to be sure how powerful they're going to be. A lot more powerful than this. These are like the crapola turrets that are designed for continuous play so that you can attack the pirates and win. So there's really no surprises here. Once these turrets are down, he can spawn one ship at a time. And you can see he's got one ship spawn there. This is, after all, pirate port, so we'll spawn that ship. And yeah, you can just kill them pretty easily. Turrets fall over too easily, maybe. And yeah, get used to holding your plus key, just so you can skip as much of this as possible. I'm actually boarding this ship, and I'm going to steal it. And that's going to give me a little bit of extra firepower. Not necessary, but very fun. Later on, you actually don't get anything nearly as cool as this boarding cable. What you end up getting is a cargo stealing cable, which is pretty crappy, mostly because there's only 3 types of cargo. Cargo stealing cables,
Vehicle successfully boarded.
invisible things that are worthless, and surrender things.
Neo's
So yeah,
threat
that's
in
the
sector
end.
eliminated.
As you can see, I crushed through it pretty easily.
Congratulations from adjacent
This
sectors.
was a 30-minute
The World
attempt.
Council sends you
It can
its
probably be
sincere
done
thanks.
in
Mission
15
accomplished.
minutes minimum. So thanks for watching, and good luck on your progression through the Neo Skulls.
Outpost. No big deal. We got loads of heavily fortified bases where nuclear warheads are being armed as we speak.